This is Remind doing an audio commentary with Fray. Get the replay paused at the 2-minute mark. For those people who don't know me, I'm Remind. I do member audios. I've done 5 or so now. Basically, I'll do a quick introduction of myself. I play Night Elf and I've been playing Rock since about... I've been playing Warcraft 3 since about late Rock, I guess. I've been playing Night Elf for about a year. I started in like July last year, I guess. So it's been about a year now. I also play a bit of Human and a bit of Undead. Anyway, I hope you're at the 2-minute mark. If you're not, pause the audio and sync up. Unpausing in 3, 2, 1, unpause. Anyway, we see that Ryder is doing a strange build. That's what he's talking about in his chat here. He's going for 3 wells first. Most people usually do 2 wells and then they tech and then put their 3rd well up. This is just a matter of preference, I guess. There's no real need to do 3 wells before you tech. It just means you have a slightly slower tech, except I suppose it'd be more useful on a map like, say, Turtle Rock or IE, where it's very easy for them to ghoul rush you. Most undeads will ghoul rush you, even if you do go Beastmaster or Drow Ranger. Dark Ranger. Too much Dota. We just see some basic creeping going on here. One thing to be mindful of is what camps you creep and how you plan on doing it. Like, you need to have a creeping pattern thought out. Usually what you should think about is, as soon as that loading screen comes up, you should think about what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. You should think about what hero would be good on this map and how you plan on creeping and stuff like that. Anyway, we saw Canuck there coil a summon. That's a cool beast and it gives 30 experience. It's always worth it when you coil summons because there's not many opportunities to coil things at this point in the game. And if you're sitting with a DK with full mana, what's the point? Because your next opportunity probably won't be anytime soon. So you'll probably have it regened by the time you have another opportunity to use it. Anyway, just a little Gosu move by Ryder there, tricking the DK to come into his base so he could focus it. What's going on here is Ryder's just pumping out some archers until he's got enough archers to creep out some of the larger camps on this map. It's not such a good idea at this point to creep out, say, the orange gnolls, since it's fairly difficult and it's extremely hard when you get creep jacked. If you think about it, if the DK comes in with like 2 skellies and he summons another 2 from the corpse of one of the Gnoll Wardens, then he'll have 4 skellies. He'll focus on your archers, and if you turn to run, the creeps will focus on your hero or your archers or your summons, and he'll just be coiling your low HP stuff. And if you just keep creeping, he'll just coil the creep and steal the experience. Now we see Ryder here creeping out the shop. This is probably what he intended all along. He just wanted to make the DK run in for some harass, and then he'd coil the DK. Not coil it, he'd attack the DK and eventually get the DK to low enough HP so that he couldn't really harass when Ryder was creeping camp out like this. Although, if you'd noticed, he pulled the creeps, sort of, and they ensnared his cool beasts, just taking precautions. If Canuck had been multitasking and creeping the gnolls closest to the shop, just in case Ryder had planned on creeping something like this out, creeping the shop out early. So he pulled the creeps from the side, and when you pull the creeps from the side, basically what happens is, if you get jacked, then it's a lot easier to run away since they ensnare the stuff at front, which is usually the cool beasts. You should always put the cool beasts at the front. They should always be taking the hits from the creeps. Just teching. Ryder has a slow Hunter's Hall here, which is going to mean slow dryads. And when an undead comes into your base like this, you should just run straight back to your base. This is why you should stay near your base for a while if you know he's harassing. Also, when undead's hitting your wisps like this, what you want to be doing is, as soon as he hits a wisp, you want to coil it straight away. I mean, detonate it straight away, because as soon as he coils, then it's gonna die. It takes 1 hit and 1 coil to kill a wisp. It's 60 gold for you, and your wood production is going to be significantly slowed. Ryder, although he compensated for this, so his wood production won't be slowed at all. He's got 1,000. Oh, he's got 800 wood at the moment. 600 now. Anyway, now a good hero to choose second is Panda. We usually see BM Panda quite a lot on this map, and it's usually up against Lich DK. If you look at Canuck space, you'll notice that he's creeping. I mean, he's taking to Black Citadel with no tier 2 production buildings or second hero. More on that later. Now, if you look to the top of the map, you'll see an expansion. This is the ideal time for Night Elf to expand. As soon as you hit tier 2, you have a huge advantage on the Undead player. What happens is, he's gonna have, say, some ghouls, a second hero, and stats. You're gonna have 2 heroes, your archers, and dryads. Dryads are gonna give you a significant advantage. Now, there's not much you can do to counter your dryads at this point, so if you have like 4 dryads, then you can safely expand. There's no real danger of having your expansion cancelled or getting creepjacked, because dryads own creepjacks and stuff like that. Although Canuck, being the good player he is, scouts that expansion and stops it going up. And if you look at Canuck's base, you'll see he's getting a Dreadlord. Now, he teched to Black Citadel because he's gonna go Frenzy Ghouls with AMS. Dreadlord basically means that, I mean, tier 3 means that he'll be able to creep significantly faster. He'll get bonus experience from the creeps because he's at tier 3. I think it's 20% or 30%, I don't remember. But his Dreadlord will level up significantly faster now. Also, when you put an AP up, one of the things to be mindful of is you should put, say, 2 APs up if you're expecting gargoyles at least. Your wisps, your base build should be, you have at least 1 well near your gold mine, and say all your wisps near that well and the next one. So you have 2 wells near your gold mine. It's pretty much like where the Hunter's Hall is now. 1 behind the Hunter's Hall would be good, closest to the gold mine. Now, what you should do is you should put up 1 AP somewhere near the trees. If you look at where Ryder's putting his AP up, you should put 1 AP up there, and you put 2 up behind it. Now what you should do is you should tunnel into the trees with that AP and set it down behind the trees. Okay, what this will mean is, you know when a Garg comes in to harass your wisps, and he'll run in, like, focus all your wisps with 1 attack, and then run back and wait for his attack to cool down, and then he'll come back in and do another wisp, and he'll kill all your wisps in a matter of seconds. What this does is, it means he won't be able to go behind the trees and wait there for a while the APs stop hitting him, and then run back in and kill another wisp. Your APs will have line of sight over the trees, and you'll be able to pretty much stop him guard harassing you completely. Another thing you could do is probably leave your archers at your base and creep with your heroes and dryads, but we won't be seeing gargs this map, so I won't go into it. Now, at level 3 heroes, this is probably the ideal time to push. He doesn't opt for a push, but if he did, he would have been pretty easily able to cause some significant damage at this point, I'd say. Also, if you've noticed that Dreadlord is level 3 from creeping out the shop and the mine. Also, that Hawk saw his army, and Ryder should just straight away have run to that army, although he probably expected the DK to run to his base and kill wisps off and stuff. Although the DK TP'd and he's still standing there. I'm not entirely sure why. I think he just wants to put his expansion up, but if he had run there now instead of when he does, I'm sure he would have been able to cause significant damage. Now, just more dryad production from both players. One thing to be mindful of is if you had a good early game as Elf, then you should stay at 50 food until you've got about 1,000 gold. after you've researched upgrades and all the stuff you need to research and tech or whatever you want to do.